Hello everyone, Luke here. Welcome to the next round of my MyTeam series, round 2 of season 2 around the Bahrain International Circuit. Hopefully we'll be able to get another points finish this time around. We were 8th in Australia, Nick finished in 13th, his best result for the team. I was hoping maybe for a little bit better from the pair of us, but managed to get some points, and as you can see there, the team currently 6th in the championship. Bahrain was one of our best races last time around. It was our first points of the season. Hopefully we'll be able to improve on how we did at Albert Park, maybe even get a top 5 finish. Qualifying in Bahrain, time to see really for the first time what this car can do in anger in a qualifying session, and I'm not exactly optimistic if practice was anything to go by. I really seem to struggle all the way around the track really. In the straights is only where I've got any decent speed, which might be good in the race because I might need to do plenty of overtaking. But you can see there, very deep into turn 4, seem to struggle with understeer through the high speed parts and then oversteer through the low speed sections. Not ideal, if I'm being perfectly honest. Hopefully though we can get a decent time. Hopefully if we are going to be outside the top 10, we can be just outside it, because the alternate strategy is fairly powerful around this track. You just hear the car struggling to get any grip on corner exit. Hamilton just getting away from me. We're 18th at the moment. Theoretically this car should be good enough for a top 10 qualifying position, but clearly in my hands at the moment, for whatever reason, I'm actually doing worse than I was at the end of last season. And it's not like I've changed the difficulty or anything, it's on the same as it was. This car's meant to be better, meant to be closer to the front runners. Just for whatever reason, I can't get it close to the front runners. DRS open then. Now, as we come towards the finish line, it's only going to be 15th position. Probably wouldn't surprise me if I'm behind Nick as well. Really, yeah, strange how it just seems so much slower than the previous year.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Bottas and Lance Stroll. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
See there, Nick's in 13th, I'm in 15th. We're going to have to rely on the alternate strategy to get anything out of this race. Very strange how it just seems to have no performance all of a sudden. Hopefully though, it'll be better on the Sunday.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Stroll, Perez, Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, Vettel, Albon, Leclerc and Pierre Gasly, Kvyat, De Vries, Esteban Ocon and the owner-driver, Norris, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen and George Russell. Sainz, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Giovinazzi, Latifi and Dorian Boccolacci. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Safe to say qualifying didn't go to plan. Hopefully though we can recover in the race with our tried and tested one-stop strategy. Starting on the hards, going on to the medium, so we should be quite a bit faster at the end of the race, and hopefully we can still pick up some points. Lights weren't on for very long at all then. Underway we are here in Bahrain. Not the best start from Nick, my teammate. I'm going to try and see if I can go round the outside of a few cars and hope I don't get pinched into turns 2 and 3. Gasly alongside me at the moment. Have I got enough straight line speed to manage to stay ahead? Looks like I haven't. Can I go all the way around the outside of him though? Into turn 4. Oh, just having to stay behind. There is quite a mix of strategies on this grid, it seems. I've seen a few cars on the soft tyres further up. I am on the hards doing my usual trick.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Strong start for us, bad start for Nick though. He's dropped a few places, which is not ideal at all for him. Let's just try and get into a rhythm in this race. I've got Magnussen all over the back of me, so just using my electrical energy to ensure I stay ahead. These first few laps are going to be really tough. Everyone around me's shown decent pace compared to me in practice, and they're on the better tyres at this moment in time. So it's that usual routine sort of getting in the races where we're just waiting for someone to try and get past us, losing the DRS, and then just trying to stay in touch with different people. For now though, we did at least gain a couple of positions on lap 1. We're into 13th. Everything seems to be calming down in this race. It's all very quiet all of a sudden. I'm not really under any pressure from Magnussen, and I'm not really catching up to either of those Alpha Tauris ahead, so I think it's going to be a very quiet first stint until the pit stops come around, and that shouldn't be too long for those that started on the softs. I think we are getting to a point where these hard tyres are better than the mediums of those around us. We're pulling away from Magnussen ever so slightly, and we are catching up a bit to the two Alpha Tauris. Everyone who started on the softs has pitted. That is why we're up into third place.
Behind is 7.3 seconds.
We've still got at least another 5 laps though before we come into the pits, and by that time everyone else on the mediums should have come in. Into the pits then for our one and only stop, and I'm interested to see that Hamilton and a few others, they're going for a 2-stop strategy here. So again, the weird AI strategies that they all seem to love might just be helping us out. We're going to come out of the pits. Not the best launch from myself, if I'm being honest. We were predicted to come out round about 10th position.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We're going to be pretty close to Albon in the exit, but we just dropped into 11th place. I'm on better tyres than these guys though, so points are definitely going to be possible. How high up the points we are going to get, that is the question though. Concentrating on nailing that final corner, and we're going to be 3 wide here going down towards turn 1. It's all going to be about who can get latest on the brakes, and thankfully for me, I've got the grip on the tyres. Albon's still fighting with me on corner exit, and now he's going to have DRS down this next straight, I believe. But I should have the grip to get all the way around the outside, and with the sole remaining for me of Charles Leclerc pitting, we're up into 8th. Kvyat absolutely slamming on the brakes there. I mean, I suppose technically that is what you're supposed to do.
Okay, clear.
Hamilton then out of the race. We're up into 5th place all of a sudden. More because of retirements and weird strategies than actual pace, and now we're going to see if we can gain another position. We're a long way behind Kvyat here, but we've got the DRS open. Sails down the inside into turn 1. He's still going to try and hold off, but he hasn't got the grip. Now we're up into 4th. I'm wondering if a podium is on the cards. Lining up Pierre for a similar move to what I did on his teammate. This time he's defended the inside line, so I'm going to have to try and go later on the brakes on the outside, and I'm just able to do that. That does put us up into 3rd place.
Good job, nice overtake.
We're on for a podium here, hopefully. Some of the faster guys on the mediums, I think Stroll is quite a way behind us on the medium tyres. Hopefully he gets stuck in a bit of traffic, because we might be getting our 2nd ever podium here. Gasly's fighting back all of a sudden here. This is not going to be as straightforward as a run to the checkered flag as I was hoping for.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap, and again Pierre closes in on the straight, but can't quite get close enough to have a go at me. I'm only going to hold on for this final lap now.
Gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
This is definitely the closest he's been coming up the hill for a long time. Hopefully I haven't outbraked myself too much and I can get some decent traction on exit from these tyres. Just about holding on for now. This has been a very tense very tense final few laps, he seems to have really stepped it up. All of a sudden, I go a bit deep there. I think there was a bit of contact between the two of us. Thankfully, no damage really done to either car now. Just concentrate on getting the exit right out of this corner. And I think that will probably be that now. Hopefully, he's pushed himself a bit too hard. And I need to be a bit careful of my fuel in these final few corners. Don't want to do anything silly. Stay off that curve.
Our gap to the car in front is 6.9 seconds.
Stay off that curve because it would be really embarrassing spinning around this late on in the race. Bottas takes the victory and the fastest lap on the final lap. That'll help him with Lewis retiring. Lance Stroll was another retirement. Did get a bit lucky with the retirements, but in the end, got a podium.
Yes, 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 we're on the podium. Good job this weekend, great drive, thank you.
Was not expecting that whatsoever. Was expecting to get driver of the day, because we always do. And a very handy result
Mercedes
indeed.
team pulled out a
Few different strategies from some of the drivers. The two-stop does not work for the AI whatsoever. They just can't make their way through the field enough. That's what held up Albon, I think, and some of the others. But Bottas gets the victory.
A real team
Verstappen
today.
second.
Everybody
And we
played
get
their
our
part.
second podium once again.
Congratulations then to Mercedes,
Is at night.
your race winners today.
So that will have bumped us up in the championship. Be interesting to see where Nick finished as well.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Today's performance means Max Verstappen now owns the top spot in the drivers' championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I'm going to give it to the owner driver today. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, it was a good weekend for us in the end. We're now up to 6th in the championship. Look at Kvyat in 4th position. In the constructors, we are up into 4th, quite a long way behind the top 3 teams. And to be honest, I think Racing Point will definitely have some better races. And look at Ferrari there on only 2 points. Nick finished in 12th, so that is his best finish for us. Only a few seconds off the points. I think if he hadn't got held up in the first stint, he'd have definitely done better. And Hamilton didn't retire in the end. He just had a problem and went straight on somewhere, so did end up finishing the race down in 6th. We got our best result of the season so far, and our second best result of this MyTeam series as a whole.
Performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
I'm more than pretty happy with that, Claire.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
The car does manage the tyres pretty well. I do seem to be able to push right until the end.
Can anything or anyone stop you?
Really seemed to be able to push quite hard towards the end, which was good because
Appreciate your time.
Gasly, he seemed to find some extra pace in the final couple of laps. I had nearly dropped him and then he just shot right up to the back of me, but I think he might have used a bit too much fuel and ERS in doing that. And we've got our first podium of the season. I said I wanted regular podiums this season. We've absolutely smashed Vettel in the rivalry, partly because he didn't finish the race, so we're now 11-7 up in that, despite being nowhere near him in qualifying yet. Team McLean, we're going to stay at level 16 for now, and we should have earned ourselves a nice bit of money as well from that race, so we can improve the departments as we try and build our way up, because other cars will be getting better as the season goes on, and we need to make sure we aren't left behind at all. Qualifying wasn't the best. Qualifying was pretty dreadful, let's be honest. 15th, 16th, wherever we were in qualifying. We got bumped up a place or two thanks to some penalties. Had a decent start, and then it all came alive in the second stint. A few overtakes, a few drivers pitting more times than I would have expected. A couple of retirements. All in all, got ourselves a podium. hopefully we'll be able to keep that up with the next race, the Vietnam Grand Prix. Rained in Season 1 there. Hopefully it'll be nice and dry and we can use everything on this car. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.